What's up, everybody? It's Tuesday, May 20. What goes 4?
I would
3.
say 23rd.
23rd. What the hell happened here? I leave this guy one time, and look at this. He put so much pressure on this mouse pad that it's all. Yeah, I have to blame someone. I'm not gonna take the blame.
What happened?
I don't know. Look at that. Or maybe it's just been there so many years or so many months.
Huh.
Who knows? We moved it over to the side. All right, so today we have a fun show. We're going to talk to Joe Lauzon, one of the top earners of bonuses. And I would imagine
I have a question about that for you.
Joe is one of those guys that at that retreat, he wasn't checking out booty. He wasn't trying to figure out what time everyone's leaving to the strip club. That guy's a professional. That guy was taking notes. He was listening, picking the brains of the smart ones, discarding all the mental intake of the silly ones. You know, I'm sure that most of them athletes, ex-athletes, and experts had something to offer, but a few of them I heard were Muppets. And but I wanted to see. I think he can summarize it and just tell us what a professional athlete like himself was able to gain from it. And, you know, he's kind of like, I don't want to say rounding third base or anything like that, but.
Why not? He kind of says it.
Does he?
Yeah, at least a little bit.
Okay. Well, I don't want to make it feel like, oh, my God, dude, you lose the next one, you're out. But, you know, I have to believe that he's in the latter stages of his career. But, man, that guy maximizes every single walk down that ramp, down that aisle. So I want to pick his brain a little bit.
Do you want to open the windows or not?
Yeah, it'd be great.
Jason, you know how to do it? Okay. Think he'll figure it out?
Oh, yeah, he'll figure it out. What he hasn't figured out is
Open up that box right there.
cleaning the desk. He hasn't figured out, but he'll get to it. Danny's there, huh?
Yeah.
I thought I heard him snicker right now.
Mm.
What was that, Danny? Giggling, or you got a cold, or what?
He doesn't have the mic. Only Mike does.
Oh, okay.
No, Danny's in the bathroom. He probably just heard me.
Oh, that was you. Okay. You doing
Mike did an amazing job yesterday with everything that happened here, everything going down, not being able to communicate with him.
right?
I thought he did great.
So summarize me, especially since Danny's in the bathroom. Rank me your top
30
4
seconds.
producers:
My top 4
Victoria,
producers.
Sam, Mike, and Danny.
Well, Mike is at the bottom because he's only done one show and I haven't even heard him.
Okay.
Then Sam, then Victoria, then Danny.
Okay, I'm gonna go with
10 seconds, guys.
Victoria,
Mm-hmm.
Danny, Mike, then Sam. Sam's just kind of withering away. At least Mike's at third.
Yeah,
He didn't come in fourth. You put him in fourth, dude.
I've never even heard him.
This is your captain speaking. We are making our descent into Las Vegas McCarran Airport. On behalf of our crew, we'd like to thank you for flying MMAjunkie Airlines. Now please fasten your seatbelts and put your tray tables in your upright position because the descent is gonna be a little bit bumpy.
Alright, Junkie Nation, it's time to roll, baby, on MMAjunkie Radio with Gorgeous George and Gold. This is what we do and why we do it, baby. All night long, we rollin'! Yeah!
The MMAjunkie Radio revolution is upon us.
Can you dig it?
There's no escape. No escape. Through the vast frontier of cyberspace and through a sea of stars in outer space.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
We've solidified our combat communication stranglehold.
We are controlling transmission.
With the use of MMAjunkie Radio and SiriusXM satellite radio technology. MMAjunkie Radio. Commence transmission. Live from MMAjunkie Radio HQ in the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. Here are your hosts, Gorgeous George and Goes.
From the fight capital of the world, inside the beautiful Mandalay Bay Race and Sportsbook, you are listening to the MMAjunkie Radio Show. It's Tuesday, May 23rd, second day of the week, the first day of the Junkie Gathering.
Kind of, yeah, right?
Yeah.
I guess. First official day, right?
Exactly. It is the first official day on the calendar that Goes put together. The Junkies are pouring into town. I'm George, that goes to my left, back east. Michael and Danny, it's a duo.
Mm-hmm.
I hope to hear more from Michael personally. And we're excited to bring you another fun-filled show. Joe Lauzon will stop by. Stop by. He'll phone in. I wish he was coming to the studio. And he was in Vegas, but he had to head out. He just turned 33.
Did he really?
Yeah, yesterday.
But you know what?
Linton Vasell will be our other guest. Bellator light heavyweight, 18-5 overall, 3-5 win streak. What's up?
You actually, you already read the guest list, but you got it a little bit wrong.
We added somebody?
We did. It's a big heavyweight, too.
Really?
You excited?
In studio or on the phone?
And get this. They booked it.
Okay.
What do you think it is?
Ben Rothwell back there?
Nah.
Aren't they calling Jason? Oh, shit. What's up? What's up, Danny? Wow.
Danny Oakers, our producer, flew out and surprised us.
What the fuck?
Surprise.
That's awesome.
Isn't that cool?
It is cool. Dude, you're solid, too.
I'm ready for the football game, too.
Are you?
I'm ready for every event.
Danny Oakers in studio. I should have picked up on this whole Michael thing. He's subbing. He's doing this. He's doing that.
Well, last night, they surprised me with them, right? And so I couldn't talk to you about it, and we had to keep it under wraps with the group that we had here.
No.
So then we came up with the idea, well, George hasn't been surprised, so
Right.
we hid him in that room.
Did you fly or did they ship you? Because you're not that tall.
We were going to go the shipping route, but it seemed that it was easier for me to fly.
Yeah?
The customs and all this weird stuff.
Wow. So when did this happen? Like, when did it all come together?
Months ago. I think this is like 5-6 months in the works.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I thought it was last minute. So last minute you just found out.
I just found out last night. He just popped
Holy
out of
shit.
nowhere.
They were drunk here at the studio.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a quiet night,
It
right?
was, man. But our stupid cousin, Jeffrey,
Where's that fool at?
I don't know, but he spiraled the whole thing
Oh,
into,
did he?
How come
That's Jersey Mike right there, huh?
Yeah.
Everybody kept saying, he kind of looks like Ben Rothwell. That's why I was like, you said a heavy. I go, Ben Rothwell? Is he, is that really him? Yeah.
What's funny is I started running into people at the airport. I was on Samuel Jam's flight.
Uh-huh. Is
and
that Micah?
Yeah. That's
Oh,
Micah.
wow. Okay.
A lot of junkies
What's up,
in
Micah?
town already. What's up, junkies?
Yeah. Look at the diverse group we have, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
First time meeting a lot of them, right?
A lot. I mean, I recognize everybody's voices.
Put the mic up. You're a producer for crying out loud. Get
Yeah,
it together.
come
I don't know.
Get it together.
Right now, you would be sending a message going,
I know.
hey, can you
can
pipe
you
him
have
up?
can you have him talk?
Yeah, the
loud?
guy on the mic 3, he's not talking. Raise his mic. And he's
Well, my
saying,
headphones are really loud.
How you guys doing?
Hey, wait, be careful. You're going to mess up your hair, though. Maybe put
Yeah.
the... Yeah, okay.
damn, so you're here all week?
Better?
Or yeah?
I'm here until Sunday.
Wow. These guys did that?
Yeah.
He
That's
freaked out.
awesome. Look at that fucking collection of badasses to do something like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And leading the charge was Jason Lackey.
Jason Lackey. Jason Lackey.
Good
Jason.
job, Jason.
2 days ago, me and Jason were like this. Get this. All right, Jason, come over here. We'll figure all this out right now. I ran this by Sam. I think Sam likes the offense I've put together. So I'm not gonna go dig the thread, but all I said was, "What's up, Lakers?" Or Laker fans. I said, "What's up, Laker fans? Holla! We got the number 2 pick." And of course, Celtic fans, Golden State fans. Somehow, they invited themselves to the party. It was just a Laker party. That's all it was. And one of the guys leading the charge is Jason Lackey. By the way, congrats. You guys are in the
Sweet.
finals. Cleveland, more than likely the opponent, but I guess we got to respect history. Anything can happen. I mean, literally, if LeBron were to tear a hamstring, Boston is in play. You know what I mean? Because it's 2-1, right?
Yeah, it's 2-1.
It's 2-1. So more than likely, it'll be Cleveland G State again. And I said, so all I said was we got the number 2 pick. Somebody named Kyle Ford. Who's that?
I don't know.
Somebody named Kyle Ford says, "Yo, man, you want ball?"
Oh, I know who that is. That's Jason Ford's brother, I think.
Jason Ford?
Yeah.
And I go, well, no, he says he's overrated. And I go, man, that's a bit much. I mean, he is good. Could he pan out to be a great point guard, shooting guard, whatever? Maybe. Could he flop? Maybe. But I wouldn't call him overrated. I've seen him play, and this is from a guy that despises UCLA. I think he's good. I'm not so sure we should get him because there's a lot of mileage with the data. You lost? You want me to change it to grunge music or punk music?
If
or
you
what?
want to change it to pop punk, that'd be
What do you want to
great.
talk about?
Or like
Blink
movies.
182, Automatic 253, or can I continue?
Keep going.
You look.
You keep doing what
You look like
doing.
you're having a panic
I'll
attack
just sit
over
here
there.
and look pretty.
All right. So, anyway, so then I said, I don't think he's overrated. I'm not sure we're gonna get him. I don't know what to do. And of course, here comes Jason. You know, Jason when he storms into a thread, he kicks down the door and just shoots beer like Stone Cold on everyone. Takes a swig and just shoots beer. Doesn't give a fuck. Doesn't read anything. And he goes, "Oh my God, you're comparing Lonzo Ball to Russell Westbrook." So I gotta fucking go in there and scroll. Did I do that? Did I really do that? I go, I didn't do that. And so all I said was, because you said he had a shitty tournament, right?
Yeah.
And I said, well, Russell Westbrook at UCLA, I used him because of the UCLA connection. I go, he didn't really, he was good in college, but nowhere near how great of an NBA player he is.
Right.
He just got the MVP, he averaged a triple-double. So all I was saying was someone in college who may not be, stellar might turn out to be great, and the vice versa also happens. Someone that's stellar might be a dud. And he goes, you made the comparison. I go, man, I didn't make no comparison. This guy says he's over. These guys are crazy. What are they smoking,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hitting them back. I'm trying to go down the route of facts, and Jason just comes in with, LMAF, LMAF, you're crazy, you're on crack, you're this, you're that, you're a nut, GW, Lakers suck, and I'm trying to catch up and go, man, but this and that. So I ran a scenario by Sam because we're old school, and I told him, I'll say this. Reggie Williams used to play for Georgetown, and I remember he came out. Do you remember that? Reggie Williams, the guard, he came out. He was supposed to be the next big thing, and he came out number 4. And a guy named Scottie Pippen,
I know Scottie Pippen,
came out like 5 or 6 by the Supersonics, and then there was a trade. Remember Olden Polynice? So there was a trade. The Bulls got him. He wound up winning 6 rings. He's one of the greatest 50 players of all time. Reggie Williams washed out. So that's all I was trying to say was you just don't know in what direction they're going to come in. Well, of course, by then I'm doused in beer. He's already pissed on my couch. He's already ate cereal and, everything, And by the time I even say anything, he's on his way out. So
you got your 2 cents in, basically?
Yeah. so basically, it's really frustrating to have any sort of dialogue with you on Facebook. Right?
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll work on it.
Yeah. He's already fucked up. How many drinks have you had?
Only 2.
I heard you're on the all-drinking team, right?
I don't know.
Every time I hear, who was putting them away, who was up last, who closed up, Lackey's usually one of the top names.
He's one of the weirdest drinkers because he does this thing where he'll get shit-faced, really bad, but then give it 20 minutes and he'll be normal again. Normal.
Second wind?
Not drunk.
He catches the second wind?
Second wind, he's normal, and then he can just do it again and get drunk again. I've never seen anybody be able to
John
do that.
Rico's in the house?
He doesn't get out of hand, though. What's up, John Rico?
John Rico. Who else is here?
Wow.
So that's
John
Jersey
Guerra.
Mike.
Damn, the squad just got huge.
John Guerra from Seattle. However, we've been calling him little Sergio Pettis.
Oh, wow. There's Carla Duran, Stitch Duran's daughter. The Junkie Gathering is in effect, folks. If you didn't make it out to Vegas, boy, you blew it. We're going to have a good time here. Slowly but surely, junkies are trickling in from all over the world. I saw people leaving the UK. I saw someone leaving Louisville. Brandon, I'm sure he's arrived by now. The Sanchez brothers loaded up from Hollister, California.
From Chicago.
They brought all of Price Club and all the alcohol that they have in the local Price Club there. Loaded that thing up, and they're on their way. That was 8 hours ago. The sharp dressed cat out there is Ryan from Sacramento. There's Micah with the hat. There's Buffalo Blue, fantasy fighting god. And then Sergio Pettis is here. Who's that guy?
Yeah, that's John Guerra.
John Guerra.
So check this out. Last night we went to the burger
There's
bar.
Randy.
And all he ordered.
Or is that
was
Akiyama? What's that?
All he ordered was French fries.
Who?
John.
Okay.
Later on, and I'm not talking about later on. I'm talking about maybe an hour later. They went out to eat again. French fries again. I think he should be Spuds.
There were different kind of French fries though. It was regular French fries and waffle fries.
Still a French.
You were here
fries,
last
man.
night?
Yeah.
Oh, so you knew this last night?
Yeah, we
just
covered
said
that.
Oh, I thought you said you just got surprised this morning.
No, it was last night.
How come you didn't bring it up? Oh, you wanted me to
We wanted to
surprise.
surprise
No,
you.
Jason got surprised this morning.
Well, the
Ghost got it last night.
Hey,
Jason got it this morning.
this could be an added
Oh,
attraction.
go.
All right.
Go do your thing.
You go all host.
Yeah.
And Jason.
So George is out taking a call. Jason, if you want, you can sit in.
Hi, how you doing?
So we rarely get surprised, okay? And it's not that people don't try and surprise us. We're just really good at sniffing shit out. And you guys got me really good yesterday.
This was
And I'm
really
supposed
tough.
to be happy about it because it was a nice surprise. It was cool. But I'm a little irate inside. I want to get you guys back. And I think I have something that's going to do that. And I can't wait to drop that hammer right on your big fat fucking faces.
Do I know about it?
No, you don't know about this one.
It's even
That-
better.
It must be a surprise.
Goes. That was the whole thing, though. Is we wanted to
was a good one,
surprise
though.
you. You know what I mean? Like you always give us this time. You know, this is your thing to give us gathering. We have all these crazy events. That's why I talked to Blue. I was like, Blue, we got to do this. You know. And like
I thought about that. I was like, I thought maybe the Junkies would make a little effort to try and get Danny out, and I hadn't heard nothing.
Dude, and I even got hit up by Junkies that were bummed that didn't know. They're like, how you leave me out? I was like, dude, that was my mission, was to literally get as little people to help me out as I could, you know?
There was a core Facebook like group.
Literally, it's like 9 people that like helped with like another help of like 5 or 6 that like helped too.
That's a lot of people.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a lot of people, bro. It was like 15 to 16 people that like
Danny's got
probably
love
knew
for him,
about
man.
it. We had a little secret Facebook page that was, you couldn't see it unless you were invited, like totally, you know. It was cool, man. It worked out good. I'm glad.
That was a good surprise.
The scariest thing was I was at the airport and 2 people that weren't in on it recognized me in the airport.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were flying out that day. I had no idea. I'm in the airport, and the first thing that happens is I'm on the TSA check line, and Jersey Mike is right next to me. And he just turns to me and goes, Danny?
Was he carrying a moose carcass or something
yeah,
on his back?
absolutely. Right over his shoulder.
He totally looks like he would.
For real, though, huh?
Dude, yeah, that's Duck Dynasty
they were like,
over
sir,
there.
you can't. You have to check that. But anyway, so he said that. And I was like, don't tag me in any posts. I was like, I'm not leaving for like a couple hours. Let's grab a drink. And we grabbed a drink. I explained the whole thing to him. And then I go to my gate, and we had different gates, even though we were flying out around the same time. Go to my gate, and then I hear, Danny? And I was like, that's not Jersey Mike. And I turned, and it's Sam Aljam standing right next to me.
Oh, wow.
He's on my flight. He was sitting like 2 rows up from me the entire time.
Awesome.
So that whole thing could have melted down right there.
I told him immediately. I was like,
at the end, after all that
no one
work?
knows anything. Don't say anything. He goes, good thing you told me. I was about 30 seconds away from typing a status, seeing Danny at the airport.
Wow. That would have been disastrous.
So close.
Yeah, the original plan was to do it today, this morning, to surprise you today. But it was like, with, you know, Sammy crashing with you, rooming with you, I was like, dude, we got to do it tonight, dude, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think he would have said anything. Yeah?
No, I don't, but it worked out good, though.
Where are we at?
Where are we at?
Yeah.
Just give me a thumbs up or down.
Down for plan A. Possible B is looking good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike, I'm getting a message from you. Is that a really bad thing, or is that a fixable thing? Mike Russo?
Mr. Russo?
All right.
Hello?
He says all profit machines just crashed here. What does that mean, Danny?
That happens sometimes. Basically, all of our music
Mm-hmm.
is offline right now.
Okay. All right. But we can still do our show. We're good.
We can still do the show. I don't know if the capture's working right, though. Because we capture through Profit.
Wait, so
But
our
he should
audio's at risk right now?
But he should be recording the show on Adobe, and there's a way to put the show into Profit.
Okay.
I
And
can't
anybody
do it
that's
here.
in their car listening to the replays are listening to all this right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, they're going to
trust us, we're way better than this, folks. How about this? Let me throw out some facts. So this is our 10th year. I think yesterday we uploaded show number 2,451, so we're closing in on 2,500.
We have this guy here who's got 4 other buddies.
Yeah, there's a big trophy here in front of us. There's 4 other buddies that come with it. And Goz and I are Latino. That's always a bonus too, right? Yeah. Most shows are hosted by white people, and I mean, they can't run the whole gamut. I mean, we had to show some love.
Right.
Right.
And we're not on Univision, so that's even better.
Mm-hmm. Are you sick?
I
you had that voice problem last week, right?
Yeah, I still have really bad allergies. I'm trying to get over them. It's been better since I've been here.
Where are you staying?
Luxor.
Yeah?
With him.
With Lackey, okay.
Yeah.
So Lackey quarterbacked this, right?
Yeah.
And then who was your who helped you out? You know, like, give me your holy trinity.
Team Indra.
Team Indra?
Blue.
Oh, those guys are fucking, I mean, there's just no way around it. They're some of the most solid people
They
ever.
really are, straight up. Man, Joe from Odessa.
Really?
Joe from Odessa.
And he's not even going to make it.
Yeah. And,
God.
man, I'm going to mess up his name. What's the dude from Hawaii? Martin?
Martin Stabilo?
Yep, he's not going to be able to make it.
Oh, he sent me, he said he had a surprise.
Dude.
You're the surprise.
For sure.
Okay.
He might have been like one of the first people that to help me out.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I was very selective who I asked because I just didn't want everyone knowing.
You pulled it off.
You know,
that was something else.
Do you remember
like bringing them in for the real thing?
So it's funny, Gigi, is I sent you a text one day. When I originally thought of this idea, I was at my buddy's Rage or Hammered. And I sent you a drunk-ass text, and you were kind of about bringing Danny to the gathering. And you
I vaguely remember that.
And you were like, have another beer and retype that, buddy, or something.
Oh, well, Okay.
Because not that you were talking shit, because and I reread the message. It was complete gibber. You know what I mean? But it was like that was the start of it, which was like 9 months ago.
Okay. I do vaguely remember that. That probably did sound dickish. Maybe
No. I didn't. Dude, totally.
Yeah.
Dude,
I wasn't trying to shoot the idea down.
No. Just like, yeah, no. It wasn't like that.
Hey, when you embraced Goes, was it longer than when you embraced me? You guys must have held that one for a while, right?
He was more in shock at
Was
that
it like
point.
Jose
Yeah, I was
Mourinho
more
where you
in
put your
shock.
hand on his cheek? You ever see when he does that after a game?
Nah.
He goes like this, watch. He goes up to the other manager and he goes like that. He like caresses him. I guess that's saying like, hey,
Like
you
Jack
know, I
Dawson? Why would I do
respect
that?
you or something like that. Well, you know the whole little crush thing you guys have had for the last couple of years.
No, I get that joke.
He was.
I was more in shock.
Yeah, he was shock scared.
The hair?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I did it for.
Did
the
anybody
together.
get a video of it by any chance?
Yeah.
We have it from a
Chili
couple different
Billy, I
angles.
think's got a video of it, right?
Yeah.
Did anybody get a video of today of him
So-
coming in right now? Yeah.
So Danny's been producing for 2 years. We've never seen him.
3
A few-
years.
3 years?
Almost 3.
Yeah.
Few junkies have met him. Lerone, right? Didn't he go to a show?
No, he hasn't yet. He
Gabe?
wants to.
Darius from
Gabe
Florida.
hasn't. Darius.
Oh, Darius and Rick, the late Rick Rudo.
and Jersey Mike.
Jersey Mike went to a show, yeah. So if you guys had met him, we follow him on Twitter. We follow him on Facebook. And we talk to him every day. So he's like family. But we'd never seen the guy. So, yeah, that was a great surprise. And, yes, the junkies are starting to fill in. It's our 6th annual junkie gathering. I guess I got to cut out the annual or just get over it because we did skip a year.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see how we plan on stopping. Although, let me check in with Goes. We have one next year, or
We'll know more about that
are we going to
later.
become every other year type
Get
thing?
through the week first.
Hey, can we get a date for next year?
A date?
I need a date, man. I need a date. I need to get it off work.
Okay, I'll tell you this. The leading candidate is International Fight Week. Number 2 would be sometime during football season, and then at number 3 is Memorial Day weekend. If you were to put me on the spot right now and say, give me a date, that's kind of how I would think it's making sense. But things can change, and we'll see how all this works out. This is the first time we're doing it without the show in town. You know, UFC usually has a big pay-per-view in town, and so there's an element to bringing in studio guests. But with Goes' Rumble Party and a few of the activities and the fighters getting out, it's almost the same thing. You know, it's basically fans of the sport getting to meet fighters and other notables of the sport, and fans, junkie fans, getting to meet other junkie fans. So
No,
I
it's a good time.
guess really the equation's still there, but one thing that's missing is that viewing party that just pops off of a pay-per-view. It's no disrespect, because really Teixeira Gustafsson is a solid fight. Serkinov is also fighting on that card. So there's ranked fighters that are fighting, and yes, you can almost bet on anything. But there is something to that buzz of fight week. Go ahead.
What time's the cards start on Sunday morning? Do you know?
Fairly early.
Is it?
Like 8?
Yeah.
Or
I think
We'll
the main
check.
card is like around 10 or something.
Okay.
Like that.
We'll check during the commercial and see
Hey.
what's up. We got to regroup a little bit here. Let's take this big break out of the way. When we come back, we'll take some calls. 866-522-2846. Linton Vasell will join us from Bellator. He defeated Liam McGeary this past Friday at Bellator 179 in London, England. And we'll talk to him. We'll also talk to Joe Lauzon, UFC lightweight. He was at the Athletes Retreat this past weekend, and we'll get his thoughts on that. And also see maybe we can pick his brains. He was trying to line up against next. He's coming off that loss to Stevie Ray. It was a close fight. He almost finished Stevie Ray, for crying out loud, but Stevie Ray came back. We also may have one more surprise guest, but I haven't locked it in just yet, so I can't announce it. All right, you're listening to MMAjunkie Radio on Sirius XM, Rush 93. Danny Olker's in the house.
Yeah. Wow. No. He can never know that. I've already done it in person. I did it in person.
All right, here we come. We're coming back.
King Kong has a lot of shit on them. Like a lot, especially Goes. Here are Gorgeous George and Goes.
All right, we're back. It's MMA Junkie Radio on a Tuesday, May 23rd. Got a surprise visit from our producer, Danny Olkers. Olkers. He's here in studio with us. God damn, what a shocker. What a surprise.
That was a good one, huh?
That was a really, really good surprise.
I told
them,
at
though.
this point, though. I said I'm going to just stay. I'll just live here.
We might get even later, George, right?
Huh?
We might get even when it comes
with surprises?
to surprises. Yeah.
Might we?
We have a few.
Okay. I don't have too many. You still have surprises?
Yeah, I have a few.
Okay, very cool. Oh, I know of one, but
I was telling them, like, when they did it, a surprise is supposed to feel good, and it did at the moment, but there was a piece of me that felt like, you motherfuckers. Like, now I'm going to get you back.
Lackey's right. He did have a conversation, and I think we said, I don't know. I'd have to have him show me.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like a shoot down because it's not like I wouldn't want it to happen, but I probably focus more on busting his balls about the text that guy sends, man. Like sometimes they don't make sense. He'll write like, "Hey GG, Olker, surprise." Like I'm supposed to decipher what the fuck that means.
You know, that all made sense.
You know, so I'm like, huh? And then Danny, producer, Junkie Gathering, and I'm like, okay. So I don't know if he's telling me he did it or it's in the works, and then I just go like, dude, straighten that shit out and then text me. But
originally you did know.
As soon as I saw you, I still was surprised because you told me last week it was a no.
Yeah.
And so, but now as I'm sitting next to you, I thought, well, of course I should have known. I mean, I should have known.
But like no, he played his card very well because I've been harassing him for months.
It was so hard,
and he just doesn't really give me an answer. I'll look into it. I even got to the point where I was like, well, fuck him then if he's not gonna look into the airline.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Because so between him and I, what I wanted to do was the number one participant in the Royal Rumble was going to be him. He was going to be the first one to come out.
Okay.
But this whole time...
Well, he can still come out, can he, or no?
He flipped it on us. Yeah, he can still come out.
It's not all surprises at the Royal Rumble, right? Okay. All right, cool. Tonight we're going to be playing football against Extreme Couture, and it's flag football. Trust me, bodies will still be flying. They've been flying during practice. Blood's been trickling, a few noses on the verge of breaking. And after that, we'll just kind of huddle up, get together with the fighters, and hang out for a bit. So we'll be taking pictures of that. Follow us on Facebook I guess they use the like, so it's facebook.com/MMAjunkie Radio. And then I'm facebook.com/Gorgeous George, and Goes is facebook.com/The Goes, right? On Facebook. Instagram and Twitter.
Oh, no.
At
Facebook,
the Goes.
Goes Garcia.
At MMA Junkie George. Goes Garcia. There you go. So we'll be posting all that, and I think you guys will get a kick out of it because there's some very creative people here, some cool people here. And
Cortez Kennedy passed away.
Did he?
Yeah.
Former Seattle Seahawks. Did he make it to the Hall of Fame? He did.
I believe 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Former Hall of Famer. And then, hey, somebody else passed away today. I think Hedi Fasai mentioned.
What?
No, not him. Not him. Sorry. Somebody on
Your
Facebook.
Delivery, George.
Sorry, not Hedi Fasai. Somebody on Facebook said, "Oh no, not that guy." Who the fuck was it? And it was a name, Roger Moore, the
actor.
The actor, most known as he's one of the James Bonds.
Wow.
He passed away. I think Hedi said it. Yeah, sorry, that delivery was poor. Hedi would have a good time out here, right? Why don't we tell him
I think he's going to come to the Royal Rumble party, and then I think the trivia night as well.
You know the look Goes had when you said Hedi and you paused? That was the look he had last night.
Was it?
That was very close to the same look you had last night.
Yeah.
We're a little late on this, honestly. We probably should have started the show. What a tragedy out in Manchester, England.
Yeah.
A terrorist attack after an Ariana Grande concert. And I really feel like it's in poor taste for anybody to start your jokes about that one. a lot of little kids were hurt. It doesn't differentiate from any other terrorist attack, but this one's, man, I felt this one a little bit more just because I obviously know we're dealing with some very, very terrible people. But not that one human life is more valuable than another, but I think we can all agree, like, children just seem to be off limits when it comes to most things, with the exception, I guess, is when you hear about a predator attack or somebody being kidnapped or whatever. But, like, yeah, I wouldn't want them to target any place, but I guess I'm just so used to different areas. Maybe an adult or two, I guess, is just caught in the crossfire and something happens. But just, seeing the videos and hearing the screams of little kids. Like, little kids went to a concert to enjoy their good time, and then the parents that took them there saved up their money. These concerts aren't cheap, but they're doing it, and they're going out. And let's face it, a grown-up doesn't like an Ariana Grande. They're doing it for their kids. They're just going, and it's family time, coming together. And some people came home without a parent. Some people came home without a kid. I mean, seriously. Man, I don't know if we can ever get to anyone, but aside from just okay, obviously these bad people are brainwashed. There's some sort of a cult type of thought behind what people are telling them to do. But if we can just get to anyone that's thought about reaching out to a group like that, seriously, get some help. The world is not intended to be like that. That's for sure. That's a damn shame. Our thoughts and prayers are with all the families and friends of those affected. Our deepest and most profound. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, and that was terrible. And it happened yesterday, and I went to bed with it, woke up with it. More news. I think 22 dead, right?
People
over 100 hurt.
I don't care what your message is, what drove you to do that. You have no fucking soul. You really don't, and you deserve to burn in hell.
Yeah, and I think this morning a suicide bomber, right, was responsible for that. ISIS has taken credit for it, and they said something along the lines of, "This is only the beginning." I mean, it's scary times.
Yeah,
it really is. All right. So let's take some calls, and let's talk some mixed martial arts. 866-522-2846. Danny Oker's in-house with us here. Where's Dan Stubb, man? Hungover or what?
I don't know.
I said he'd be here yesterday.
Huh.
I wonder if he took it personal and left him out of the preview. I kind of forgot.
Yeah.
But him and his buddy Kevin were going to hang out. And I said, yeah, we'll chat.
Kevin was cool.
Those guys been friends since kids, and then high school.
Mm-hmm.
And then college, too. So those are like homies.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. They were hitting the town last night. Blackjack, beers, who knows what else.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess couldn't answer the bell like Joe Frazier. Let's talk to Marco from Waco. What's up, Marco? How you doing?
Marco from Waco. ¿Qué pasa, vatos? And Danny, the co-host.
Marco!
Hey, dude, I see you on YouTube, man. You're looking good, bro.
Thanks, man.
Hey. Yeah, thoughts and prayers for the people in Manchester, man. That kind of shit pisses me off every time I see it. But let's talk MMA, and let's give credit to somebody that should get credit and nobody has talked about. Roxanne Maraferi and the elbow from hell, man. You see that pool of blood that she put on that chick, dude?
Yeah, and Roxanne is moving on to other things right now because she's trying out.
She's at the tough tryouts.
Yeah,
there's tough 26 tryouts where they focus on just flyweights, the women's MMA flyweights, and she's trying out, and that's her natural weight class. And I'll tell you what, this is a young lady. You would have asked me about 3-4 years ago, what do you think? I would have said, pioneer. She's been there from the beginning. Credit to her for getting out there. But I just don't see any I don't see championship talents, in her. And I think she's on a 6-2 run right now. And she's one of the more popular fighters in Invicta. As sweet as a girl as you will ever meet. But, wow, she's really gotten better.
Yeah. She gets that crowd pumped, too, with Danielle like this. She walks out to the Power Rangers.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so everybody gets into it.
She's the happy warrior. She's the happy warrior.
Oh boy.
But she's she's on a roll. You got to give credit where credit's due. The sport is gonna get the competition is gonna get a lot tougher But I would say her experience and her ability to adapt to living with others, which she's done before, might make her one of the favorites. I don't know what other killer is going to be in there, but there might be another killer or two that might make it tough. But still, congrats to her. Good call, Marco.
Anna Hulaton showed up too.
Oh, she did show up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, I think that's something goes and I can share. It sounded like that was something she wasn't leaning towards, but she's there now. So okay.
I call her the odds-on favorite to win right now because she did contend for the championship in Invicta, and she's one of the top contestants at 25. I also want to keep an eye on that chick Niespich or Noravich, like I call her. She did pretty good too.
The Polish girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Polish girl. She's supposed to be the truth. So the main event winner.
Yeah, she did pretty good though. So let's keep an eye on that 125 and get a little bit excited about it. We'll let you guys catch you next tomorrow.
I'll tell you what, if you can ever play Words with Friends MMA version, wow, them Polish names would deliver, wouldn't they? Triple score or some shit. They're hard to pronounce. They're hard to spell. I can spell Jędrzejczyk only because I force myself to, but it would be an incredible Words with Friends score.
This might be
or Scrabble or whatever.
An app that you could create. Where
MMA, the last names?
Normally you're not allowed to play any proper nouns and any names, so it's the opposite. It's only for MMA fans.
Nickname, first name would be easy though, like Mike.
Well, yeah, but you got words in normal Scrabble that are like 2, so you give those to the people.
And then what do you put like for cara de sapato? Like, is it all one word or just zapato or?
Well, these are the things we have to work out in development.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Huh? Did you catch on to what just happened?
What?
He said we.
Oh, okay. You're part of it? 33. Start a GoFundMe. Forget the one on Automatic 253 and start a new one. How's that going?
We did really good to start, and then it kind of paused. And that's kind of
how do we get to that address?
I'll show it to you during the break.
What's the easiest? Do you know it off the top of your head?
I can find the link off
Is it
my
through your
page.
Facebook?
Yeah. There's a link to it on our Facebook.
Drop your Facebook. What is it?
It's facebook.com/automatic253.
All right. Danny's band is, I don't know if I'm out of turn here, but are you close to blowing up? Or if you could get an album out there, you've been told you guys have the talents that could take you to another level.
Right. I mean,
so all you're asking is for the same support that ESPN says, look, this is ESPN, but if you want to be an insider, this is what you get. UFC, we have great fighters, but by the way, we have UFC Fight Pass. So folks, don't lean hard on them. I mean, they're just trying to rally some money so they can reinvest in the band and try and take things to a new level. How cool would that be to see somebody that's a junkie rise, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So go to his Facebook page, facebook.com/automatic253. Automatic 253, and the links are
it's
there.
Pinned to the top. The last post I made about it is pinned to the top. You just click that link. It'll bring you.
Not like he's asking for 70 G's or anything. What is it, like 5? 8?
It's $5,000, but they take so much. Like, that's why we asked for it. We really only need, I think it's $3,500 is total that we need, but they take a percentage of every donation, and they take a percentage off the top when you actually pull the money out. So it's a lot. Like, they take, I think it ended up being like over $1,000 that they ended up taking.
Really?
Yeah.
By the time it was over, you thought you were on GoFuckMe?
Yeah, pretty much. And it was every site was like that. Even the ones that have like the countdown, like you have to make the total in like 6 months or else you don't get anything.
Really? And they keep it?
They all.
What?
Well, no, they don't.
There's
keep,
a
they don't
website
keep
like
it.
that?
No, they don't keep it. That just means you don't get it. Everybody gets refunded.
That'd be gangster as shit, right?
Yeah.
It's a race against them.
Let's take a few more calls here. Facebook.com/automatic253. Check out the link for GoFundMe. This is Danny, our producer. He's in the studio. He surprised us today. A lot of junkies are converging here on the MMA Junkie studio here at the Mandalay Bay. It's our 6th junkie gathering, and it's basically going to be Goz and I and at least 100, maybe 200 hardcore MMA fans doing activities throughout the week. If you didn't make it here and you wish you would have, you fucking blew it, especially if you have the money.
I made it.
For those that didn't make it,
your loss.
Hey, man, start saving now. Danny or somebody put me on blast and said, when's the next one? I'd say we're leaning towards International Fight Week. But I would say you at least have a year as of today, even if we go with the same date next year, to do it. So put away $100 a month. There's your $1,200. Some great deals, right?
Yeah.
Excalibur,
really
I saw
down.
$29 a night. So it looks like they took a little bit of a drop. So even any of you last-minute people. Yeah? By phone or internet?
By phone.
I may have to do that.
You may not be able to. When do you check in?
Wednesday.
By what time? Oh, you need to do it like ASAP.
Oh, for real?
Like on
24
the break.
hours.
Oh, that's right. Tomorrow. Okay. I also have another surprise for you. Chris Prone, a little kitty.
Huh?
Chris Prone gave a little kitty.
Oh, yeah? Cool.
Yeah. It'll help, you know.
Yeah.
All right. Dean from Georgia. What's up, Dean? How you doing?
How's it going?
We're going, man. It's going great.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking.
You know,
yeah.
it's been a fun show.
Really, really good. Doing good.
I'm feeling great. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Hey, Danny, TV does put about 10 pounds on you, just letting you know.
Wow. It's cold. Especially for somebody who's not going to be here for the football game.
Speaking of the football, who is the Bobby Shea of the Junkie Nation? Who surprised you with the amount of talent that someone had?
Bobby Shea? Who the fuck's Bobby Shea?
I think he means
Bobby
Boucher.
Waterboy.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
No, you said Bobby Shea.
He did say Bobby Shea.
He did.
I said Boucher.
Do you want us to run that back? Because I'm pretty fucking sure he said Bobby
You
Shea.
did say Shea. Stop bullshitting.
A good surprise.
No, who surprised you with talent?
You know, Sammy the Squid had some pretty good catches.
He also dropped that little flick you gave him.
He did. He dropped a few, but I thought he had. I just wasn't expecting him to have those.
You throw it to him, he'll catch it for sure.
And Chase Coburn.
He seems to have some skills. Brett Okamoto's, he held up his end of the bargain. He told us on the show that he's got some skills and he's good. Is he playing, by the way? He said he might have a basketball playoff game that might interfere, but he didn't think they were going to win.
Okay.
He just says we never make it to the finals. No, he says they never make it to the finals.
Okay.
Rob Cardenas, I think, also surprised us, right?
Yeah, he had a pretty good gun.
But my man over here, Marvin, wow, those are some wheels,
yeah.
dude. We got one
He
guy.
was hurt in the.
Is he still?
No, not still. But
we got one guy that's he may be the fastest guy on the field, and that's me coming at the Extreme Couture guys. I mean, they're great fighters, but unless one of them's a sprinter, we got ourselves someone that may be tough to guard, especially in open field.
And he's a junkie. He's been on the show. He listens to the show.
Yeah.
He just happens to work right here at the Bourbon Bar. That's how all that came about.
Yeah, so we have some weapons, man. I thought we were going to get lit up 56-0, but after a few practices, this thing's going to go down to the wire.
Okay. Hey, with this upcoming weekend of fights, the fight that I'm looking forward to, and I'm surprised, is that the Serkinov fight. Serkinov 4-0 in the UFC, 13-2, going against someone that beat OSP on short notice, and the UFC put him at Volkan. They put him at ranked ranked number 5 in the world. I was surprised to see that the guys had one fight in the UFC, and
who?
they had him so highly ranked.
Ozdemir's ranked number 5.
According to UFC rankings, yeah.
The UFC rankings, dude, are not bad, but they are off. If you look at them, there are some clear mistakes there just in the head-to-head alone where you just go, wait a minute, they just fucking fought, and he beat him. How's he ranked behind him? You either have to have a small enough of a group that you can talk it out and go, this, that. Did you catch that? Okay, cool. And throw them out, or you have to have about 1,000 where you can weed out at least 8 or 9 that are non-objective journalists or media members or whatever that are part of a panel. They seem to be in the hundreds. They start off in the hundreds, and then they pared down a little bit. Some people broke away. And so, again, a couple people just putting some stuff out there that they don't do their homework or whatever. It can throw them off. It has thrown them off. So don't ever go on those rankings again is what I'm saying. Dean and anyone else that's listening.
Oh, I know. I mean,
go to the USA Today's
mention.
paper. The rankings are out every Wednesday. And go to the MMAjunkie.com website. The rankings are out every Tuesday afternoon. Those are the rankings. Those are the worldwide rankings. It tells you who's the best in the world, not just the UFC. All right, Dean, beat it. We're going to take a break. You're listening to MMA Junkie Radio on Sirius XM, Rush 93. Danny Oker's in the house.
Wow.
Do what they say, and your life will be a lot better. Here are Gorgeous and Goes.
All right. So here's the first order of business. Did you hear that? Here's Gorgeous and George.
Yeah.
Fix that when you get back home.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I like that one. It's different.
Do you?
He recorded it that way too. I didn't like edit it.
That's how you wanted it.
Well, we wanted to switch it up so that they don't all sound the same.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's one of them. There is one that I think got messed up in the transition, and I think it just says George and Goes or something. It's supposed to say Gorgeous George and Goes.
Oh, one just hit me right now. Yeah.
Write it down so you.
I'm gonna write. Yeah. Okay.
So I work when I come back.
Rock, new, rejoin. That's a rejoin, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rock,
you know, about 3 years ago, Marissa and Ricky Bones sat with us and said, okay, so there's an overlay and a bed and a rejoin and a this and a that. I don't remember what any of those are. That's a rejoin, what Rock said.
What Rock said is a rejoin, but the music starts first. So that's
okay,
the music.
What's a bed?
That's what that is. But we don't use beds. We use real songs. A lot of the other shows just use beds, so it's just the music part of the song. That's what a bed's called.
Sometimes that's why I don't like to go in the media room when I used to get credentialed. But I'll go in there and you'll just hear everybody, hey, we need to do some B-roll. Yeah, okay, lay a bed. Okay, you got an overlay? Yeah, bring me that extension. All these terms. I'm like, you guys are fucking geeks. I'm just here for the fights. I just want to talk about who do you think's going to win, him or her? Her, him or him, whatever. And that's it. But when they start talking about, this and that, my cord and my trip, and the guy lost all my luggage and my phones and my adapters, I'm like, oh, God, get me out of this room. You like it back there?
No.
It's like a little fraternity, that they have.
Do you know what B-roll footage is?
Yeah, I kind of get that one.
We have some.
Yeah.
That's good B-roll.
So, but it takes a little while for me to understand it, and I think it just boils down to do you care? Right?
It's just you pick up terms as you work it type of thing. So I would just tell you guys I'm playing music and then going to play the rock read.
He dumps it down for us a lot.
He does?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk to Don McGuire from Missouri. What's up, Don? How you doing?
Hey, buddy, how you doing? First of all,
Good,
I want to say much props on having Stitch's book up in the back, but I have a serious question for you. You look at the featherweight division. I had James Krause on my show. It's a division that's really not a division, and you got Cyborg sitting at the top. Why is the UFC putting so much time in building the flyweight division instead of the featherweight division when it's a division that's already out there and there's not very many fighters? You can't even name a top 15 in the featherweight division.
Okay, you're asking why are they paying more attention to the women's flyweight division than the women's featherweight division, because the women's featherweight division at least exists?
Yeah, it exists, but
I think I have an answer for you.
Because you can't name a top 15.
I don't think they'll ever admit it, but I think they fucked up, and here's why. For one, we don't know what's happening with the champion. We keep hearing different versions of personal problems, injury, scared of Cyborg, blah blah blah. But when that division debuted, I had to research ranking them. Okay, and on MMAjunkie we rank 1 through 15 with 3 honorable mentions. When I got to about number 8, the number 9 was some girl from Latvia or some shit like that, who was 1-0-3. And then there was some other girl from China that was 1-0. I couldn't find them.
That's not a ranking. Those are people just in the room.
Right. They were there was 8 featherweights that I recognized through Invicta, through the UFC, or whatever. Because a lot of them kind of shift from 35 to 45. A couple had retired. A couple of them hadn't fought in a while. There really isn't a featherweight division. There just happened to be a great fighter named Cyborg, and a couple other young ladies that are pretty good. And maybe they could build it, but that one's how they say build it and they'll come? That one's literally build it and let's hope for them to be born in the next 10 years and then maybe they'll come. I don't know. Maybe Cyborg will still be around. There just aren't that many featherweights. There really, really aren't quality ones. Whereas right now, there's a lot of flyweights because there's a lot of strawweights that are having trouble making weight, and there's a lot of bantamweights that are ready to drop. Liz Carmouche wants to drop. Alexis Davis wants to drop. Juliana Pena wants to drop. One other one. Valentina Shevchenko has talked about that she could make 25. Yeah, she's teased it. So there's that division I think will flourish, and that's why I think the UFC recognized it. I just don't think they can go, boy, did we fuck up. We shouldn't have this featherweight division. But I think if you put a lie detector test on them, and you ask them, did you guys fuck up by doing the featherweight division? And they go, no, we didn't. Beep, 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 beep. I think sirens would go off and everything, but that's basically what it boils down to.
What I don't like is for flyweight to flourish, bantamweight's going to take a really big hit, I think.
It is, yeah. You know, somebody had the idea of the Ronda. Okay, Ronda's gone, and Joanna is blowing up, but maybe she's not at Ronda status. No one is. Have the ladies shift over to Invicta, let the UFC grow that, and then bring them back when it's ready to go, when each division's kind of deep. But, you know, there's probably a couple young ladies that the UFC makes a lot of money off, like Paige Van Zandt. And
yeah, I think it's too late.
Yeah, so you know, we'll see. I mean, once their decisions are made, we'll back them. But I would have preferred they just leave all that alone for a few years until the divisions were ready for it. Only strawweight is really a fun division right now.
Good call, Don.
Oh, I agree with you. I just shot Invicta. Can I ask you one more question?
Yeah.
What was your take on the incident at the UFC retreat this weekend with Cyborg?
Do you know Spanish?
A little bit.
I can only say, pues que esperabas. I mean, it wasn't a shocker. Like, I had a feeling something like that could go down. I didn't think it'd be those two. But all that testosterone and estrogen, it was bound to happen. I'm just glad it was just one. I'm glad it was just a busted lip and no one, fell down and got a concussion or whatever. What'd you think, Goes? I mean, were you really shocked?
I wasn't shocked at all.
Yeah.
I mean, the girl had been talking a lot of smack, and Cyborg has basically said, you better hope I never find you. She found her. Guess what happened?
And she came up to her. If you look at the video on MMAjunkie, she came up to her and said, you need to have a little bit more respect, blah, blah, blah. And the other girl does not back down. Gets in her face. Well, again, these are fighters, man. Some of them are from the streets, and they have this little space, this little circle around them, where if, you go back to your roots, all of a sudden someone crosses it, boom, you're getting hit. She popped her, busted lip.
That's why our door is open, George.
The cops came, and that was that.
I don't ever want to get blasted like that. I don't want to live that life. The door is always open because we don't do that shit.
We got to move on, Don. That was a great call. Thanks for calling in, bud. All right, folks, it's the end of the first hour. We're going to continue here after a break, commercial break, and a sports update. You're listening to MMA Junkie Radio on Sirius XM Rush 93. Danny Oker's in the house and Linton Vasell along with Joe Lauzon coming up. Man, I'm jamming.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out when I can interrupt and say this is the second hour of the MMA Junkie Radio Show, but I'm actually jamming. That song will just never get old.
Never. And I think
weddings, barbecues, graduation parties, you throw it on and you'll get some sort of a reaction from people. Like, oh yeah, that's up. That's what's up. One more shot. Let's do it. All right, folks, here we go. It's the second hour of the MMA Junkie Radio Show. We are just beginning our junkie gathering, and this thing's becoming a family affair. Our cousin Jeffrey, our cousin Karen, I just gave them a quick hug. I see Darius from Poland, another one of my favorites. I had to just give him the old wave because I was running in here. Guess what happened to me during the commercial, Ghost?
What happened?
I went out to take a leak, and you're going to freak out. I went out to take a leak, and I saw Kurt Angle. And I go, Kurt. And he was walking, right? And then he took about 3 steps, and I think he realized, I think he called me.
Mm-hmm.
He turned around, and so by then I'd made a beeline. I go, we have a mutual friend, Frank Trigg. You once did our radio show years ago. He goes, how you doing? I go, good. I go, could you meet a few of our listeners from our radio show? They're 30 feet away. He goes, I'm super late. He goes, otherwise I would. And I go, how about just one group picture? Because he goes, you know how one picture can turn into a lot? He goes, and I'm really late. And I go, how about just one group picture? And he goes, I can't, man. I'm really, really late. He goes, but I don't mean to disrespect your show or anything, but I'm really, really late. He was walking fast.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or he had to take a shit because it was it was the old, like, squeeze your booty thing, you know?
Yeah.
And,
that isn't working.
Huh?
That doesn't work.
It helped me out once.
Does it?
Yeah.
It didn't help me out.
And
I was the worst superhero.
So then, anyway, we did a selfie. We just did a selfie right now. I go, can I get a selfie? Sure.
Me and Jason just tried to track him down. We couldn't even find him.
So I walked in, and I go, hey, did you hear about what George did? And he goes, no. And I go, he ran into Kurt Angle. And this dude, his reaction, George, it's so cool.
Yeah.
He flipped out. Flipped out.
Former WWE champion, former U.S. gold medalist. I mean, that's a legit athlete right there. You know what I mean? To reach the pinnacles of 2 different sports like that. I tried, guys. I really did. I told him that he was in workout attire, so it looked like he squeezed in a workout, and he was just hustling. He said he had a meeting at noon, and he was running late, but didn't work out. But
that would have been cool.
I would say that he went that way, so it looks like he's in that tower, the Delano, and he's got a 12 o'clock meeting, and I'm telling you, he was sweaty. It could be that if you were to stalk that area, you might see him if you want a quick selfie, like somewhere around 11:30ish, 11:45. He didn't say where the meeting was. And then obviously I will try any contacts I have about an in-studio tomorrow if he's staying the night or whatever. Because at no point was he rude, and he just had to go. Michael, can you update us on our first guest?
I'm still trying to reach him right now, guys.
Are you getting a voicemail, or what are you getting?
I'm having a problem dialing out internationally is what I'm having a problem doing.
All right. Danny, you want to provide the assist via the phone? You want to call him on your mobile?
I'll call you in a second.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, so we'll talk to Linton Vasell, who defeated Liam McGeary this past Friday at Bellator 179.
Mm-hmm.
You know, McGeary was fairly confident that he would get this fight
win it, and possibly compete for a chance to regain his world title that he lost to Phil Davis.
A lot of people thought it'd go down that way.
And it didn't work out, and what it did was it may have cleared the path for King Mo because he's the bigger name. He's the longer tenured fighter with Bellator. So I could see them possibly saying you first, then Linton.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe Linton and Mo have to fight for the right to fight on that card. It all depends on what Mo's injury might be like and what Bellator's thinking. Then there's contract situations. It gets crazy to even speculate on it.
Contract situations have
he
been
did
a
get a
mess
finish.
lately.
He did get a finish. Did you hear the rumor that Roy McDonald makes $400K a fight?
Yeah.
Apparently, Cajun Johnson went on the MMA Hour and threw that out. I find that hard to believe.
Well, what I didn't understand was, is that just total when it's all said and done? Or is it something where some of it's maybe a sponsorship, Monster, or something like that? You know, like, how did it all work out? Because that seems like a lot. It's no disrespect.
Well, here's what
to
I'm
Rory,
thinking.
but
Here's what I'm thinking. What about the Baders and the Lorenzes of the world? If they got nowhere near that, you think they're going, what the? Like, you know?
Well, realistically,
like on the one hand, I kind of like that something like that gets out. It may help others.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, I often wonder about some of the leadership that some of these fighters have. Like, if you got a fraction of that, would you turn to your manager and go, what the fuck?
Yeah,
how did that happen?
sure.
Rory, who's your manager? You know, and figure that out. I don't know. That's all that
sometimes it's all
side
about
drama
timing too,
that I kind of dig. Yeah, you're right.
But the question is,
He's young and he's legit. And you just saw what he did to one of their top welterweights, Paul Daly.
let's just say it is 400,000. Couldn't you maybe get like 4 guys at 100,000 and really strengthen your roster?
Possibly. Now,
I just don't see how Rory would translate into that much more money for your company than
Right.
strengthening it with, let's just say, a Lorenz Larkin, maybe a Gilbert Melendez or someone like that, you know, that can kind of give a little bit of life into that 155 class.
right.
Maybe a Justin Gaethje. You sprinkle it around. Like I think that would be the better play. But who am I? I'm the fat guy here doing the radio show. These guys for sure.
Well, they said they want to go into Canada, and it could be this guy leads the charge, and he brought that type of value. His age, he's only 27, and he's fought some great fighters. Plus, there's something to him having the win over Tyron Woodley. Marketing, you know, I don't know. And who knows if Cajun maybe overheard the wrong info. Maybe it's like, I got a bonus for 200, and my first fight paid me 200. That's 400, but the bonus is spread out over 4 fights. Or maybe he just heard the wrong info altogether. Maybe it's 4 fights at 100 each at 400,000. Who knows? But like if that's what Rory got, I mean, I just referenced Frank Trigg here a second ago, and
man.
Frank Trigg used to say, "You're worth what you negotiate." Right? And if he negotiated that, hats off. That's quite a score.
Big time.
Yeah. Now, I wonder what Rory's thinking. He could be laying back, go, yeah, that's what I got. You know, I wonder if he's
So what?
not too thrilled at Cajun Johnson putting his info out there.
Who
Because
would
obviously Bellator might call Rory and say, we thought we told you that this was between us.
Yeah, because
now
Bader's
look what
calling
you
on the
did.
other line,
Right,
Larkin's calling on the other
exactly.
line, Benson Henderson.
This
You
guy's on his
said
last
you never
fight.
do- yeah.
Right, yeah. Those gray hairs, man. Somebody's got gray hairs right now. It's probably Scott Coker. All right. Well, I'm seeing on the VX that we're making attempts. So it goes. Maybe you can share a little bit of
Man,
the
I'd
upcoming
love
schedule.
to.
All right. And I'm going to reach out to Linton Vasell here.
Here's what we got going on today at Exploration Park in Mountain's Edge. We will be facing Extreme Couture in flag football. We have a roster of about 25 guys, I think. I think they're showing up with about 15. Afterwards, we're going to eat some barbecue that will be made by a chef that's out here. His name's Sam Medina. He's one of our listeners. He's gonna be on the grill. After that, everybody's probably going to go rest. And then the next day, we have, after our show, which, by the way, and I need to talk to Danny about this. I don't know if we're doing the 30-minute start time early, a little bit. But we're going to be watching the final of the Europa Championship. It will be Manchester United versus Ajax. We'll all be here in the sportsbook watching that game. And then after that, we have the Las Vegas escape rooms. There's 2 rooms. One's the basement. The other one's the study. And we have teams of 10. So 40 of us will go there. Once we're done with that, we will march on over to Beer Park in front of Paris Hotel, get our drink on. The next day, that's when the main card starts, George. That's when we're going to go to the Peruvian restaurant. We're going to have the Time is Junkie press conference, followed by the Hall of Fame ceremony. Maybe a couple surprises here and there. And then from there, later on that night, we're all going to go see Purple Rain at the Westgate. And then Friday is Texas Day Brazil after the show. And later on that night, we will be going to see, or we're going to have our Royal Rumble party here, celebrating our 10-year anniversary at Mandalay Bay at the Bourbon Bar. And the following day, at 3:45 p.m., we will have our MMA trivia night over at Slice here in Mandalay Bay. And then our last activity, we're going to go see Gabriel Iglesias at the
Old Fluffy.
Old Fluffy.
I still haven't heard back on regarding that. Okay. Well, where did Danny go? Like,
he's right there.
Oh, yeah? All right.
Did you miss him? It was like a big piece of cotton candy.
Right. Michael, can you give us an update?
I think he's on the phone with Michael.
All right. Well, I sent Linton a nudge from our end. I don't know what's going to happen here.
Still working on it, guys.
Okay. Is he is the call even going through or not even yet?
No, not going through.
All right. So let me see if maybe he'll call in.
I'm going to keep working on it, though.
All right. Thank you. Linton Vasell. Let's see here.
Well, these things happen on MMA radio shows. It's a little difficult to connect from time to time, but I'm sure we'll get them. And if we don't get them today, we can get them tomorrow, because that's how we roll. That's what we do. Oh, wow, more people showing up. The Sanchez brothers from Hollister, California are here.
Those guys are G's, man.
Yeah.
Cyborg got a misdemeanor. And I think that's going to be reduced down to community service. Just here in Nevada.
Everything in Nevada gets down, right?
It gets laughed at. Something like that's just getting laughed at, I think. I think the judge is going to go, come on, man. This is Vegas.
I guarantee you this. If you ask her, she'd probably say it was worth it.
I think so, too.
Whatever comes out of it.
I think so,
Those
too.
Those are some hurtful things that
Magana was saying that she was trying to turn the tide towards what happened, the tragedy in Manchester. Like, hey, I'm over it, whatever. Let's move on. Your Majesty here, Your Majesty this, Your Majesty that. But, yeah, I think a little bit of her street cred, a little bit she got a rap on the beezer, basically. She got checked, and that's that. I think everybody will grow up and do their thing. But, yeah, I think Cyborg, if she has to go speak to a Boys and Girls Club or clean up freeway, I don't know. I think she'll feel like it was worth it. Like she got a little bit, but unless she loses her job, which come on, if Kevin Lee didn't lose his job, and some of the Daniel Cormier and Connor, some of the other stuff that's happened, I think we're gonna be fine.
She hasn't really had a marriage to that job, though. Have you noticed? Like, there's been times where she said, "Cut me then."
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't even know if she'd really hate that.
Oh, no, those are, I think she's taking a page out of Quinta where I'm going to say something but not really mean it. I mean, look what the UFC did for her. They put her in a stadium in Curitiba where she's from, and she had probably the greatest moment of her life. No disrespect to Invicta, no disrespect to Strikeforce or anywhere else that she may have won a world title or won a big fight. That was probably a moment for her, the moment for her. And then she had another fight on top of that. So, getting a taste of that, getting that type of exposure, getting that type of payment. I mean, the UFC has paid her contract. 3 Invicta fights, 2 UFC fights. So she's making good money. That Zuffa check, that's not what WME IMG check, is way more than anywhere else she could be going, with the exception of apparently Bellator, maybe, if Bellator's writing the kind of checks that Cajun Johnson put out there. But you know what I mean. I think it would truly hurt her if she did get cut. Now, I mean, that said,
Rory's making $400,000.
Well,
George.
I'm thinking Russia and Japan are wild cards, and if she's already getting courted, which would that type of contact would be illegal, I imagine, or unethical, especially if there's already a contract in place, then maybe she might have an idea that she can go somewhere else and make some bank too. Mm-hmm. Who knows? I mean, remember Antonio Valencia? Rumor has it. Antonio Silva. Remember the rumor has it Bigfoot made $400,000, $500,000. Alex Davis basically cut it in half, but that's still a great payday. fly to Russia and fight and get paid $250,000.
Yeah.
Still a great payday for those guys.
What happens with taxes and all that?
I don't know, man. I don't want to assume.
Taking rubles out of that or what?
You know, I don't want to assume. If it's anything like Pride, it all came back. If it's anything like the UFC, yeah, got taxed in Russia, got taxed in Brazil, and I don't know how much of it came back. Some of it is write-offs, but I really couldn't tell you. That's out of my field of expertise. What happened?
So it's not looking good. I basically tried with him every single combination we could possibly do. We tried both hotlines. We tried a regular line. We tried 9001. We tried 9001, and we took out the 44.
Did you try 91011?
Tried that.
Because 9 gets the outside line.
And the 011 is supposed to be.
And it didn't work. Why does it work other times?
I don't know. We did get 2 different messages, which leads me to believe that there might actually be something wrong with one of the lines. Not our lines, but I mean with his phone.
Oh, so at least the call made it out of the country.
The normal message you get if we dial it wrong is all circuits are busy, because that just means the area code combination, something is wrong with the combination, and that's when I know to try it a different way. Then we got a message that said the line is not in service that you're trying to reach.
Okay.
So that's a different message than we get when we just mess up the area code.
Okay.
So I don't know for sure. But, I mean, we tried every combination.
Let's take a break right now. Let's do this. We're going to get Joe Lauzon on. He's ready to go. So we're going to get him on when we come back from this break. It's MMA Junkie Radio on Sirius XM, Rush 93. It's a quick break, and we have Danny Olkers in-house. Stay close, folks. We'll be right back.
commercial break, they were probably talking smack about their next guest, but now they're going to act like they're all cool with him. Here they are, George and Goes.
All right, we're back here on MMA Junkie Radio. I know a lot of you are thinking, how long has Clay Guida been in studio? It's not Clay Guida. It's actually Danny Olkers.
And he changed his hair color.
And he changed his hair color. We're going to be talking to UFC lightweight Joe Lauzon here in a second. We're just wrapping up a couple things. I like having Joe Lauzon on. It brings me back to reality, and it humbles me. Because Joe's one of like the first guests we ever had on our show.
He's a straight professional, and I'll tell you guys in a sec why we're having him on. I'm just sending out this last-minute email here. Let me just make sure it went through. All right, let's bring on Joe Lauzon, UFC lightweight, good friend of the show. Joe, how you doing, sir? How you doing, Joe Lauzon?
How you guys doing today?
Good, man. Well, I wished you a happy birthday yet. But, Goes, you want to wish him a happy belated birthday since you didn't wish him a happy birthday on his actual birthday?
Well, I didn't want to do that because I felt it would get congested and it just get brushed under the rug.
Oh, you wanted to stand out?
Today I was going to come out and go, happy birthday, and then he would know, oh, wow, what a great day. Goes wished me a happy birthday as opposed to yesterday when everybody did it.
Did that work, Joe? Or?
I think it was like 500 notifications or something.
You know what I mean? I would have got lost in that shuffle.
This is your 33rd year on the planet. I would say you've made the most of it, my man. You've done a lot for 33.
I'm trying. I'm trying to use every day.
Yeah. Well, listen, Joe. Usually we're talking to you, we're previewing a fight, or you're coming off of a fight, and this is a little different. This past weekend, you guys were having the athletes retreat, and there's a lot of people that are like, oh, the Anheuser-Busch guy, he was drunk, and did you see what happened to Cyborg? And, hey, who can punch this thing the hardest? But and that's all cool and entertainment. I like it. But I actually wanted to know from a fighter that, you probably pays attention to this kind of stuff, a true professional, what was gained from it. And I thought the first guy that jumped out at me was you. I think you're the type of guy that went there, you smiled, you shook hands, but you also, you probably did your homework. Am I right?
I did. I have a notebook. I got notes on everything. Who you want to know what we talked about? If we talked to Mark Shapiro, who's like WMEIMG. I got a page on that. I got Kobe Bryant. I got Brandon Marshall. I got Mike Strahan.
All right. Well, let's start with what was your favorite one? Okay. Which one did you just enjoy thoroughly? Whether it was you learned a lot, or maybe you just connected with the athlete, or it was a favorite athlete of yours, or something like that.
We had Robert. I think it's Herjavec, the guy from Shark Tank. He was awesome. He was really, really good. I feel like I took the most notes from stuff that he said. And he had like a lot of really, really good things. They're making some money doing that, but they're hoping to use.
And I know we can't go through all the minutes of every meeting, but what's something that stood out? Like, did he recommend, tech or real estate, or do you say, hey, buy a Chipotle or buy a franchise? Like, what kind of advice would he give?
So he had a couple things. One of the things he said, which made all the sense in the world to me, is every business is really two business. One is getting customers, and one is actually running the business. So you need to have an actual business for getting people in your door, And then the other thing he said, which really rang home to me, was quality of service is not a competitive advantage until you get someone in the door. So if I have the best gym in New England, that is great. But if I don't get people in my door, they don't realize it's the best gym. So I thought that was like a really, really like important thing. It was good. Everything he said was really, really good.
Okay, now I'm going to ask, on a selfish side, what did Kobe Bryant say? Because I'm a Lakers guy. I know you're a Celtics guy. No offense. But what did Kobe say? Was he, was he enlightening?
Yeah. He said, you're going to have to work more when you retire than you do when you're actually competing. He said playing, but he meant competing and fighting, for us. So it's like, it shouldn't be a case of like, oh, well, I'm retired now. I'm not fighting anymore. So now, like, I'm going to take it easy. It's going to be smooth. He's like, you need to work just as hard after. And I thought that was like super, super insightful, because there's so many guys think, oh, I've made it now. Like, they get to the UFC and they think, oh, I'm going to train hard. I'm going to do this. And then when I'm done fighting, I'm going to be set for life. I'm never have to work again. And that is not the case for any of us, but a lot of guys think, oh, I've made it. I'm here. Pay me money. And that's just not the way it goes.
All right. Goes is chomping at the bit here, but I'm going to ask one more. What would you say, without naming names, unless you really want to name names, but no, really, without naming names, what would you say was the percentage of athletes that looked like they were interested in learning and walked away learning, and what were the ones that just partied and just fucking blew their chance at gaining knowledge?
I'd say 70-30. 70% were there to actually learn, and wanted to see what was going on. 30% were there to kind of do, hang out and party.
Yeah.
You know, like I had a couple people sitting in front of me, and no names, but like they're being kind of like a little bit rude, like during some of the talks. Like, they're almost like being like borderline like distracting. Like I'm trying to pay attention, and like they're being kind of loud. And I could tell like whoever's presenting was kind of like, you know, picking up on it a little bit too. It's like, if you're there, like there's like 300 of us sitting in like a big auditorium basically, right? If you're there, you can listen. If you're going to be like loud and not pay attention, you just leave. Just don't even come. Like, they're not taking attendance. You don't have to be here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like no one's going to know if you're missing. You know, get out of here if you're not into it. You know, so, but I would say overall everyone was there. Like, people were taking really good notes. You know, like even like I sat beside Demetrius Johnson and Tyron Woodley, and you know, Tyron was taking great notes the entire time. Like, anytime someone said, like, he's writing something down, like he was taking it serious. You know, and you can tell the guys that, you know,
was on our guest here,
dancing up on the stage and being crazy, and that was all fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, Snoop Dogg was awesome on Sunday night. So I mean, people are definitely entitled to have fun, but like, it's like, if you're in class, you should kind of be paying attention. You should, you know, try to do what's important instead of, you know, I don't know.
Joe Lauzon, our guest here on MMAjunkie Radio. Goes, what do you have for Joe?
Joe, when you boarded that plane to Vegas, I have to imagine that you had one major point that you hoped they brought up, or that they discussed, where if they said, let's give the mic to Joe Lauzon and he can ask a question, you would have it. What was that one question, and did it get addressed in the summit?
So I am, yes, I brought it up. You know, so you know, I am very much pro Joe Lauzon, pro UFC sponsors, right? So I want what's best for everyone. I want everyone to make money. Now, I think a lot of people are, you know, like overly like critical on Reebok stuff and like shooting ourselves in the foot. I brought this point up that I feel like every time a fighter is complaining about Reebok, you're shooting yourselves in the foot, because there's Reebok money for the next. That's not the case. You know, you have to win. Win is important. You know, that's going to get you there. But when you're winning, they start talking about like all the different avenues that they have of like, you know, all the different things that they're involved with. And it's crazy. You know, it's like sports, fashion, entertainment, music, culinary stuff, and art. It's like literally anything you could ever possibly want to get into is in one of those 6 categories.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if you do well, doors will open for you. You know, but you have to win. You know, so that was good. I didn't really have any time one-on-one with Ari or anyone like that, but at one point I was going down the escalator. I was leaving breakfast or lunch or something, and I was like, "Hey Joe, you know what's up?" Like, so he knew who I was. So that was encouraging, because like I'm not like I think I'm a decently well-known guy, but I'm not like a Conor McGregor or something like that, where like anyone that doesn't know what's going on is going to know who I am, you know, right away. So it was encouraging that, you know, he at least knows, you know, not just the A guys, but, you know, working their way down a little bit.
And that was Ari that recognized you?
Yep.
Wow. Well, let me tell you something, Joe. I'm going to fanboy out here. Dude,
okay.
A lot of people know who you are, and a lot of it has to do with your style of fights. You're an awesome fighter, man. So don't ever underestimate just how popular of a UFC fighter you are, dude. Seriously.
I never fought for a title. I never was a champ. I think you got to put those guys head and shoulders above everyone else. You know, so
I get that. I get that, but just the way you get after it, dude. The minute they say the fight is on, I'm watching a fight. I'm not watching like, at no point in time is someone dancing or being tactical, or is there a chess match. A fucking fight is taking place, an assault. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That first round with Stevie Ray was a thing of beauty, and I know in the end he got you. But fuck, man, that's one of those where even if I'm home, I'll stand up and applaud, because that's what I come to see is fights. Yep. I've told you that before,
I appreciate that.
I'll tell you that again. So,
do you think, Joe, would you have taken it as like a champ if you just would have went, "What's up, John"? Would you have corrected him? Or?
I would have actually went with it. It would have been good.
I think I would have too. Yeah.
I don't get my feelings. I don't care.
What about so Cajun Johnson brought up the talk of Reebok, and at first it was confrontational. We heard he was escorted out of the room. Was that true or no?
Not really.
Okay.
You know, I read that too, that he was escorted out. He wasn't really. I mean, he stood up and was talking, and then like he was talking for like a good amount of time. It went back and forth between him and Reebok a few times.
But then it turned out to be something positive. We heard, right?
It did turn out to be something positive. So it went back and forth a couple times, and someone from the UFC came up and was kind of like whispering in his ear, like, I don't know if they're telling him to leave or sit down or let it go or whatever they were doing. And then, but he didn't. He just kept saying what he was going to say.
Right.
And then eventually they basically ended that talk early. And then, you know, because it got completely off the rails.
Right.
And then he was kind of escorted out. He wasn't like, wasn't like freaking security, but it was like he walked outside with one of the UFC guys. And I asked him after. I saw him that afternoon. I'm like, hey, what did they say? He's like, they just told me, they're right for issues, write them down.
Mm-hmm.
you know, and they'll address them. They'll talk to us about it. Like, okay, cool. And then so he must have written them down, and then we met. Like, this all happened at 11:30 noon on Sunday, and then by 6 o'clock we were having like that big talk about all the Reebok stuff. So it was. I don't think that he went about it the best way,
right?
But it got results. You know, and it got us. You know, the talk we had later on was really, really good. So I think overall it was good.
Leslie Smith asked Kobe Bryant about unions, and she got a little bit of an applause, and Kobe had a great response, basically saying, hey, I think you guys would be strong as a union. How did that one turn out, and did anything more positive come out of that other than, a couple little videos that are floating around?
I mean, that was pretty much it. I mean, she asked someone else, too. I think it was Mike Strahan. She asked, and she got in line to ask about someone else. I think they saw that she was in line, and they cut it early, I think. So, I mean, I didn't think it was anything crazy positive. I'm sure anyone in the NFL or NBA or anyone else would say the union has helped them, but I think that as a sport, we're a little bit different,
right.
I think it's a little bit different for us. I don't think it wasn't unexpected. I think that she was the one before that was, like, complaining about how, she couldn't afford, she had, like, some kind of, like, cancerous cyst or something like that, or growth or something like that, and she couldn't afford to get taken care of. And the UFC's like, we didn't know about this all, and they paid for it all right on the spot. You know what I mean? It's like, and I don't think that was them just, doing that because she made a big deal out of it. I think if she contacted them in private, they would have taken care of it 100%. Right. I remember back maybe 8 years ago now, but there was like some sick kid in Thailand, and he's actually one of my training partners, Ben Pitsley, made a post on the Underground. Hey Dana White, can you help baby? I don't remember what the baby's name is. And Dana wrote a check for like $80,000 for this random kid that lived in Thailand, this little baby, and they took care of all kinds of stuff. It's like they're good people, but you got to freaking ask for stuff. You can't just expect, you know what I mean? Like, you got to contact them. Like, it shouldn't. Your first form of contact should not be on Twitter complaining about stuff. You should contact the people that are going to make a difference instead of just trying to make noise.
Yeah. All right, just a couple more here. Thanks again for the time. Cyborg, and this is Joe Lauzon we're talking to, folks, UFC lightweight. Cyborg versus Magana. We saw what happened there. Were there any other close calls? What was that basically it right there?
That was pretty much it. Like, I got Iaquinta was a little drunk on Friday night. So he's running around, but I don't think anything happened there. Okay. Someone said that they had to get between, I don't think it was even Al, but between two people. But it wasn't a big deal on Friday night. But I think overall it was fine. Obviously you get 450, alphas running around, trying to, 300 or whatever it was, drinking and everything else. Like, you're going to have a little bit of scuffle here and there maybe, but overall it was really smooth. Everyone was really laid back for the most part. Mm-hmm. It was good. It was really fun.
You don't know the names of the two people that got split up? Sorry, I'm a drama queen. I'm just curious.
I don't. Yeah, no. It might have been maybe Al with someone else, but I don't. It wasn't even like it was like they had to get split up. It was just like, two people bumped into each other and they're just like split apart. It might even been fighters. It was, hey, it's all good. Don't worry about it. It wasn't a big deal at all. It was like there was no big deal. It was all good.
That punching bag video game. I noticed you said you didn't want to take part of that. Now come clean. Really? Can you break your hand from that, or you just didn't want to put up a 400 after all the 800s and 900s were up there?
So many people. No, trust me, I punched that thing a ton of times.
I'm just kidding. I know.
But I can definitely. I don't think there were big guys hitting that thing with big punches. Like, I don't really care. But I've seen way more people like hurt their hand like really, really bad or punch the top or whatever. Like, I'm all set with that.
Goes will send you a video of a fighter that went up to punch it, and the bag punched her in the nose. It was kind of funny.
She lost.
Yeah.
I've seen people miss the bag and hit the top thing and break their hand. I've seen so many things. Someone just, you know what I mean? Like, you try to wind up as hard as you can. You punch something hard, or you roll your wrist a little bit, or like, there's so much bad stuff that happens. Like, it wasn't worth it.
Yeah. Joe, are we leaving anything out? Was there anything else of note that happened?
No, I mean, that was pretty much it. The Cyborg Magana stuff, got tons of coverage. I thought it was all blown out of proportion. Mm-hmm. Like, I saw the video, and it looked like it wasn't very much at all. Right. When Magana was she was there that night at the Snoop Dogg thing, and she seemed fine. So that didn't seem like it was all that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that people are still like talking shit like that and doing all that kind of stuff like on Twitter and stuff like that with people you're going to see in real life. I can understand when it's like some random person that's never going to see a fighter, is not going to, doesn't have their face on their Twitter, and they're just an egg or whatever. But it's really strange to me that Magana would be talking that kind of trash about Cyborg and all this other stuff, and then you're going to see that person, and then you get up face to face with them. It's like just dumb. I just think it's not smart.
Very dumb. Last question.
A stupid problem that could have been easily avoided. Yeah, what's up?
Last question to Joe Lauzon. Do you have anything planned yet for the summer or the fall as far as fighting? Any names floating out there, or is there a date you'd like to fight or a spot you'd like to fight at?
Not really. I'm going to do one of those military tours next week. So I'm going to Iraq for 8 days.
Oh wow!
I'm doing that next week, and then I'll probably fight in like August or something. I got some bursitis in my elbow right now, so they're telling me I just have to rest it, which sucks because I feel great otherwise, but I don't want an egg to keep growing on my elbow, so I'm going to give that some time. So probably August.
Anybody in particular you want to fight?
I don't care. Whoever. Again, I want to be the guy that the UFC can put in any slot. Whoever they want me to fight, I will fight that person. I don't really care. It's not about who I want to fight. It's who the UFC wants me to fight.
Would you ever do 45?
I've done 45 before, and I think that in general, I have a problem. I have a bigger problem with people that are faster than me than people that are stronger than me.
Gotcha.
So people that are faster than me, which is going to be most 45ers, are going to give me a little more trouble. Someone being stronger doesn't really bother me that much. And I don't really feel like I've been, someone's been way stronger than me anytime anyways. So I like 55.
Joe, thanks for giving us a rundown there on the Athletes Retreat. Safe travels to Iraq, and hopefully we'll see you on a fight booking soon.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks,
Take care,
guys.
Joe. See ya. Follow him on Twitter, @Lauzon. We're going to go back-to-back here. Our next guest is ready to go. His name's Linton Vasell, calling in from the UK. What's up, Linton? How you doing? Linton, are you there with us?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. How you doing, sir?
I'm great, man.
Listen, a lot of people, including yours truly, overlooked you. You got that win over Liam McGarry. Solid win. And, you've won 4 of your last 5 in the last 36 months. You've won 3 in a row. And all that talk about a possible title shot, it makes sense. That was a solid win for you. And I don't know what direction Bellator is going to go in, but that's congrats, on all that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Even here, we're here in Vegas, so we see the odds, and even the odds makers, we're favoring the other guy. But talk about that. Was that fuel that you needed? Did you feel like the underdog was getting overlooked there a little bit?
Yeah, I always get underlooked, so, I like to prove people wrong. Obviously, some people just, think that I'm not as good as I actually am. So, for me to actually get the win was just so much sweeter. And actually to get the finish was, for me, that's why I was smiling so much. Because I've had a few losses. I've only had 2 losses in Bellator. So, and they're against big names. But, it's not like I've lost by getting knocked out of pretty much all been close fights. But I never learned from one mistake. But yeah, I definitely get overlooked. But it was nice to shut everyone up.
Yeah. Were you told anything that, with King Mo being hurt, I know he's another name that's out there, that the winner of Davis and Bader, is going to be looking for a challenger? Does it look like you might be it? Have you had any type of talks like that with Bellator?
Well, my man's really speaking to them to arrange it, but three solid victories I've had. This one obviously trumps the other 2, because as I say, I've got the finish as well. So it just makes that much sweeter that a champion could finish. Him in 5 rounds. I finished him in 2 and a bit. So, I should get the title fight. Scott did mention I was next. But we'll see, obviously I'm gunning for the title, so I think I should get that title next. I should be next in line.
Will you be in New York for the pay-per-view?
Oh, yeah, damn right. I'm definitely going down to there. If I have to, I'll go in the cage, call it the champion, but I'm going to be there 100%, man. I'm not going to miss that. It's a stacked card, but obviously I'm going for the light heavyweight title fight. That's what I've got my eyes on. But yeah, I'll be there. Who
do you think wins that fight?
You know what? I can't pick a winner. Bader won the first fight, but it wasn't very entertaining. It wasn't much really going on. But I think Davis has been very, very active, and obviously he isn't a tear-up. So the favour might be in his eyes. I'm not sure Bader's last fight was, but the favour looks like it's in Davis, but I can't really pick a winner out of them 2.
All right. Goes, what do you have for Linton Vasell?
Linton, the way you finished the fight, the submission, was that something that you saw in tape and footage, or did it just kind of play out that way?
You know what? Like in training, I do a lot of submissions. Like I do love that head and arm triangle. The good thing is the way I actually finished him was the way Neil Melanson teaches me, where usually I would set the head and arm up, but then I would go all the way out. But Neil does it with the leg in, like a grapevine. And we've been working that quite a lot. So it actually just came together. Everything comes together. Like, just the whole fight was pretty much what we had been training for the last, I'm going to say, year. Because Neil Melanson, like, he likes to train like with the grapevines, nice and heavy, put that pressure on. And obviously we just tightened a lot of things up for the McGeary fight because he's long limbs just like me. But, you know, he likes to throw the legs up and stuff. So, we've been working that a lot. So, it came together so sweet.
You know, you can hear it in your voice. We've interviewed you a few times. You're just in a really good place right now. You got a nice little streak. What was it after the King Mo loss? What can you point to that turned everything around for you?
You know what? It wasn't the Mo fight that turned it around. It was the Emmanuel fight that turned it around. The first fight that I lost against him. With the Mo fight that I lost, like I just started wrong. I started so slow. I was trying to pace myself where I should have just gone in and just fought normally because I was like thinking. I was already in the second round, and I had to pace myself to fight 2 fights, where I should have got in there and won the first fight. You know, but yeah, it definitely was the first Emmanuel fight that actually gave me that kick up the arse, made me move to Florida and actually up my game. You know, so yeah, that was the fire I think I needed to sort of fix me up, and I just think. Everything that I've been doing, it just actually sort of finally came together now. I actually put all the pieces together, and that actually showed on Friday.
Our producer, Danny, has one last question for you. Danny, what do you got? Oh, his mic's down. No, he wanted to know, what's your favorite Spice Girl? We got to end with that one, Linton. Who was your favorite Spice Girl back in the day?
My favorite Spice Girl?
Yeah.
It was at the time, it was Baby Spice.
Yes, me too.
Right now, it's probably Mel B, because she's probably the hottest out of them now.
I feel you.
So yeah, I'll go for a little bit of Mel B.
All right.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
Mate, thank you for the time. I'm glad we were able to make this happen. Sorry about the troubles earlier. We have to get going, but congrats on the win. That was a really solid win, and we can't wait to see what's next for you, whether it's a title shot or another big fight. You deserve it, and thanks for the time as always.
Perfect. No worries. Cheers, boys.
All right, cheers. All right, see you. All right, folks, we got to take a break. It's a big one, and then we'll come back. We'll do MMA history, and then we got to bounce. We'll do our final shout-outs and everything. You're listening to MMAjunkie Radio on Sirius XM, Rush 93. Danny Oker's in the house.
Wow.
All right, here we go. We are closing up shop. Thank you to Linton Vasell. Kyle gets the fist bump there for setting that one up. Thanks to Joe Lauzon. I'll fist bump myself. I put that one together. Want all of our listeners to know, tell your friends and family about SiriusXM's free listening preview that runs through May 30th. They'll hear 100 channels of commercial-free music, plus sports talk, news, entertainment, including all the all-new Beatles channel that, by the way, is getting great reviews. It launched last week. Tell everyone you know to press the SAT button, the SAT button on the radio to enjoy this special listening event. For complete channel listing and special subscription offers, they can visit SiriusXM.com/free listen. Jason B. the intern, you got 30 seconds. What happened in MMA history today? Give them their shout out first.
At MMA history today, Twitter, Instagram, go follow them. 8 years ago today, Lyoto Machida knocked out Rashad Evans, handing him his first loss and capturing the title.
He fucked him up. Remember he left him? Kind of like all...
that was a nasty knockout.
Like a jigsaw puzzle?
Yeah.
Like a crime scene, yeah. That's the best way to put it. Love Rashad, but that was not his best moment. You know, he did that to Chuck Liddell.
Yep.
There's been some of that, you know, that turnover there with the light heavyweight division back in the day, and then John Jones came and ruled the world. So that was the only one. Was there any others?
That was the only one today.
That's
8
a good
years
one.
ago.
That was 8 years
a good
ago
fight.
today.
Yep.
And a lot of stuff that's popping up that happened years ago today is based on the Junkie gatherings. I had a cool picture with Ray from San Antonio.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, the Spurs made a little more sense 3 years ago. I hope he's not wearing it this weekend. All right, we got to get out of here. Michael did a great job. Danny, thanks for the surprise. Jason Bree knocking one out of the park there with that.
Thank you, sir.